The first story will be Snuggly Piggy and the Magic Blanket. I'll go ahead and do the pictures after I read the pages, just to be clear. Here's the front of the cover, and it's made by Michelle Steptoe. It's going to be very nice. Very excited to read it to you. Once there was a little fellow named Snuggly Piggy. This is Snuggly Piggy right there. There he is. He lived with his Aunt Daisy in a bright blue cottage near the edge of a quiet stream. When Snuggly Piggy was very young, practically brand new, Aunt Daisy made him a blanket out of odds and ends to keep him warm at night. It was a beautiful blanket, full of all the creatures in the universe. So this is a picture of Snuggly Piggy with his aunt. And there it is, the blanket itself. And there's Snuggly Piggy on a pillow on the ground. It had a bright moon floating in a clear blue sky, and stars, and an ocean, and a funny boat like a house. In the center, it had a man and a woman holding hands. The woman had red shoes and silvery earrings. The man had a long beard that looked terrifically bristly. And these are the two individuals holding hands in the middle of the blanket. And there are many wonderful animals on the blanket, like a giraffe and a monkey and a kangaroo and a dog and an elephant. Many wonderful animals. Did you see the boat? Right there. That's the boat that looks like a house. Every night when Snuggly Piggy went to bed, Aunt Daisy tucked the blanket around him so that no cold drafts would get under the covers. Every morning when he woke up, she folded the blanket inside out and hung it over the foot of the bed. This is her taking the blanket and folding it right over the bed. Look how pleased he looks. And once a week, Aunt Daisy took the blanket down to the quiet stream and rubbed it and scrubbed it fresh and clean and hung it out to dry. Aunt Daisy took very good care of that blanket. She knew how much Snuggly Piggy liked it. And this is Aunt going to the stream, and look at her cleaning the blanket. Such a nice aunt, just like Auntie Jess. What Aunt Daisy didn't know was that it was a magic blanket. Every night after she tucked Snuggle Piggy in bed and turned out the light, the man and the woman and all the creatures on the blanket came out to play with him. They laughed and sang and danced in the clear moonlight. Each creature sang its own special song and danced its very own dance. And this is the picture of the blanket coming to life. Look at the piggy is there, and seems to be a duck and a parrot. And look at all the other animals, and even the man and woman who are in the middle of the blanket are getting up and dancing. It's very nice. They taught Snuggle Piggy to dance too, and every night he danced and danced until he danced himself to sleep. Snuggle Piggy loved his magic blanket. He never went to bed without it. And this is the picture right here. He's very happy. One washing day, when Aunt Daisy had taken the blanket down to the stream and rubbed it and scrubbed it fresh and clean and hung it out to dry, it began to rain. It rained and rained, and it didn't stop raining. And that night, Snuggle Piggy had to go to bed without his magic blanket. Snuggle Piggy is very distraught about the blanket being out in the weather. It's not good for the blanket. "Don't worry, my snuggle piggy," said Aunt Daisy when she tucked him in bed. Then she gave him a big hug and kiss and turned out the light. In the dark, the rain came down even harder. Snuggle Piggy thought he could hear his friends calling for help. He thought, and after a while he tiptoed out to the front door and opened it. Crack! Crackle went the lightning. Snuggle Piggy could see the magic blanket flapping miserably in the wind and rain. This is Snuggly Piggy worrying about the blanket in his bed, and then there he is, oh no, looking outside in the pouring rain. And quick as could be, he shot down the path to the stream. "I'm coming!" he shouted. The thunder shouted back. The lightning lashed the rain in angry circles around his head. But he grabbed the magic blanket in his arms and dashed right back to the bright blue cottage. There's Snuggly Piggy grasping his blanket and going as the wind blows him. Wow! Inside, Snuggle Piggy hung the blanket by the fire to dry. Its stars and moon were dark. The little boat still rocked crazily on the stormy sea. But not a single creature was missing. Soon the blanket began to dry. His friends shook out their tails and scales and feathers and fur, and stretched out their hooves and their paws. The man patted his bristly beard dry in the warm glow, and the woman took off her red shoes and wiggled her toes. This is Snuggly Piggy going ahead and drying his blanket, and there his friends enjoying the nice fireplace and drying off. One by one, Snuggle Piggy's friends fell asleep. At last he whispered, "Good night, everyone," and tiptoed back to bed. Snuggle Piggy slept for hours and hours. When he woke up, Aunt Daisy was folding his magic blanket inside out over the foot of the bed. "Well, my sleepy head, good morning to you," she said. There's Snuggle Piggy creeping back to bed, and there he is, waking up from a nice long sleep, and Aunt is going ahead and folding the blanket inside out on the foot of his bed. While Aunt Daisy made his breakfast porridge, Snuggle Piggy peeked inside the magic blanket. And what do you think he saw? Everyone was there, safe and warm. The man and the woman and all the other creatures. And there's Snuggly Piggy checking out his blanket, making sure everything's all right. And there they are, the man and the woman, making sure that they're just fine. And the man seems to have one eye open just to make sure that he's telling him he's okay. And above them in the sky was a bright yellow sun, dancing and shining. And next to it, a beautiful rainbow. And there it is, a beautiful rainbow and a wonderful ending.